special guest. I've known her for about 7 years. She was my daughter's second grade teacher. My daughter still talks about her today. Um, my daughter's in eighth grade now, so it's been 6+ years that she impressed her. She has two handsome boys. She's a great mom and a wonderful first grade teacher. Anybody could have any guesses who it could be? That's right. It's Mrs. Allison. Hi, Mrs. Allison.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited. Um,
Very excited.
Tell me how you're feeling about this interview.
I'm excited,
Good, good. Tell me.
and my brain is going on so fast because I'm wondering what you're going to ask me, and I hope I have some good answers for you.
I'm sure you will. Where are you at right now?
I'm in my backyard, my house.
It's
I kicked
beautiful.
my kids up front, so you might hear some yells.
That's all right. You might hear a bark or a neighbor in the background of mine too. So let's start with some good questions. Tell me about your family.
Oh, you cut out. I didn't hear you.
Tell me about your family.
Okay, so I am married. And I met him in high school. We went to school together, we graduated together, and his name's Steve. And then we have two boys. I have a son, Grant, who is 12. He's going to be 13 in July. And I have a son, Brent, who just turned 8 last month
Wow, that's awesome. Um,
in second grade.
so where are you from?
And a dog. We have a dog too, named Miller. Sorry.
Can't forget the dog. Never can forget the dog.
Big part of our family.
So where are you from?
I am from Lake Orion,
Yeah,
so not too far from Auburn.
that's
I
awesome.
grew up there. I moved there in fourth grade and graduated from Lake Orion High School.
Awesome. Let's get into some other stuff here before we get into our teaching stuff. What was your first job? What was your first job?
My first job, I worked as a babysitter, but then when I got like an official job, I worked at a place called Going Nuts, and it was at Canterbury Village, and it was a candy and nut shop.
That's
It
awesome.
was a great place to work.
I bet it was. So almost everybody, that's the teachers I've interviewed, their first job has been like a babysitter, and that's like not surprised to hear that for sure. So,
Yeah.
um, why did you become a teacher?
Growing up, when I was really young, I lived across the street from a lady named Helen Brown, and we became her grandchildren, and she became my grandma, even though we weren't related. And when we moved away, we would always go to her house and see her all the time. She would have slumber parties with us, and she was a teacher. And I remember her sitting with me and working with me and teaching me things and singing songs with me, and it was just the greatest experience. And I wanted to go help people like she helped me.
Does she know that she was that person that kind of turned you into that direction of teaching?
Yes, for sure.
That's awesome. How long you been in education?
Let's see, I think it's been 15 years.
Wow. Besides Miss Brown, who else has inspired you as a teacher through your years?
Well, currently, Mrs. Von Allman is someone that I look up to. She has a lot of wisdom and she's great at sharing her ideas, and I mean, she's just a great person to know.
Yeah, I agree for sure. Um, Tell me something about you that people be surprised that you're pretty great at.
I love to cook.
Yeah.
Um, my husband and I both like to cook, and I love to bake too, but I try not to bake too much. We actually have cooking competitions at my house,
Awesome.
and my kids are the judges. And so we select a night, and I cook one night, and Mr. Allison cooks the other night, and then the kids get to vote. We
Wow.
love watching all the cooking shows like Top, stuff like that. So
Right. We watch those at our house too, but we don't have any competitions usually. So that's awesome to hear. If you weren't a teacher, what would you be?
If I wasn't a teacher, I really like numbers, and I think I'd probably do something with finance, maybe.
Yeah, awesome. Um, Now here's some quick questions for you. I got another question for you first. Besides the kids and the staff, um, what is something else you miss about school right now? Besides the kids and the staff.
Um, Besides the kids and the staff, I like the routine of our day, and I love planning what we're going to be doing.
Yeah, I do too. And I also miss like going into my room and just having like knowing that's my place to like do my craft. That's the part I miss a little bit too. I agree. That routine for sure. I think everybody needs a routine a little bit again. Um, some quick questions for you. You ready?
Yes.
Books or movies?
Movies,
Ooh. Walk or run?
walk,
Hugs or high fives?
hugs,
Winter or summer?
summer, definitely.
Mountains or tropics?
Tropics,
Day or night?
day.
One snack that you had to have the rest of your life. That's the only snack you could have. What would that snack be?
My goodness. Uh, well, I was just telling Mr. Allison how much I wanted double chunk chocolate chip cookies, so that's what I'm gonna go with.
That's not a bad one for sure. Your favorite grade in school?
My favorite grade, I loved high school. I
Yeah,
don't know if I have to pick a grade, but high school, I remember just forming a lot of relationships and old enough to go out and do your own thing and have fun. And
yeah. You have a lot more control in high school for sure.
yes,
That's speaking of that, car or truck?
I missed it.
Car or truck?
Truck. Mr. Allison has a truck and I love driving it.
Awesome. Um, Shower or bath?
Shower.
Do you know how to swim?
Yes.
Good. Pancakes or waffles?
Neither. I'm not a breakfast person.
Yeah. If I have to have, I'm typically neither. I would say that as well. It's got to be something else. Your favorite physical activity?
Oh,
Your,
you cut out.
your
Say it
favorite
again.
your favorite physical activity?
Um, Walking my dog.
A good one, especially nowadays for sure.
Yeah, I take a walk every day with him.
Yeah.
We
Um,
sleep walk.
yes. Um, is your bed made or messy?
Half made.
Which half?
I
Your half
I fold up the blankets. I don't like lay them out, so I'm gonna say half made.
is a hot dog a sandwich? Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No.
Ah, good answer. Pizza or pasta?
Pizza.
Coffee or tea?
Neither.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs, definitely.
The one food you ate when a kid that you're glad that you don't have anymore, something that was served to you, and then you're like, I don't want to eat that, but now as an adult, you don't have to eat it.
Uh, Bananas.
Bananas, really?
I used to like them when
But
I was a kid, and then my sister kept asking for one after another, and my mom said, "You're gonna get sick." She's like, "No, I want it," and then we both decided no more bananas, so I don't eat bananas anymore.
wow, that's an interesting one. Real or fake Christmas tree?
Fake. I'm allergic to the real.
Perfect then. Your least favorite chore?
Least favorite chore. Hmm. I would say cleaning the bathrooms.
Yeah, especially with boys.
Yep.
Um, Fruits or vegetables?
Fruits.
Something that you inherited from a parent or teacher that you use today for your job.
Um, from a parent or another teacher that I inherited.
maybe something that your teacher that you had, or something your parents might have done that you kind of use nowadays for yourself.
So it can be my parent.
Yeah.
Well, um, my grandfather passed away in December, and I took a couple things from his house, and one of them was a big, huge mirror that I hung in the locker room at school so I can see the students when they're in the locker room.
Uh, that's nice. It's
And
like
then I think of him when I see it.
I was gonna
So,
say, then it's a good memory for sure. Um,
It's 5 o'clock.
Next question. Let me see. What do I want to do? I've got to go. So, you are a first grade teacher. Let's talk about if you were to go in the back in the past and talk to you as a first grader, what would you tell yourself?
oh wow. That's deep. um, I would say never give up and persevere when things get hard, because it will get easier if
Yep,
you keep trying.
it's good. I wish I could go back and tell myself that as well. That and read. I needed to read.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
sure. All right. Last question. Uh, what do you want to say to the kiddos that you haven't seen them in about 2 months? What do you want to say to them?
Oh man, how I miss them. I think about them all the time. Every day, probably at least 20 times, I'm thinking about the students at our school, not just from my class, and I'm wondering what they're doing, and I'm hoping that, you know, they're having fun with their family at this time,
Yeah,
but I also hope that they're getting on and continuing their learning.
I agree. It was nice to see a lot of those pictures this week on Facebook and stuff of them. It was like, you
So
know,
special.
yeah, it definitely was. All right. That was pretty good. You're pretty good at this.
Oh, well, thanks.
Awesome. Well,
You
thanks.
made it easy.
Yeah. Uh, Thanks for zooming right along with me today.
Thanks for inviting me. I hope to see everyone soon.
See you soon.